What is up, guys, and welcome back to episode number 90 now of the Leeds United career mode. And in today's episode, we are starting off the Premier League season. 3 games in the episode for you to feast your eyes upon today. But yesterday, or the day before actually, I asked you guys to vote on a straw poll in what we were going to do for a new career mode on the channel. And at the moment, this current time when I'm recording this, which is Thursday night, the Road to Glory career mode is winning. So hopefully, I'm hoping to have the first episode of that out on Christmas Day, if that's the one that wins. You have until 6 PM tonight on Friday. You're watching this, it's 4 o'clock on Friday. When this came out, you have until 6 PM tonight to cast your vote if you haven't already done it. And then after 6 PM, there will be another video uploaded asking you what team you want me to use. And then with the second part of the vote, that will close at 6 PM on Saturday night. So you have a day to vote for the team. So you've got until 6 PM tonight, guys, to cast your vote on what career mode you want to see next on the channel. So head over to the career mode video. It'll be in the description below and cast your vote on the straw poll. And of course, make sure that you cast your vote on what you want to witness. Because at the end of the day, if you don't cast your vote, it may not get counted and it may be a deciding vote in whichever way it goes. But as I'm recording this right now, the Road to Glory is the one that's winning, followed by a move to a new team in this Leeds United career mode. So maybe at some point, we may revisit this one before the end of FIFA and may join a new team at the end of it. But for now, it looks as if that Road to Glory career mode wins, then this one will be the last episode of the Leeds United career mode to come for now at least. So, we kicked this episode off today at a home game here against Southampton, and we actually played extremely well. You know, I've been trying and been experimenting, let's call it, with a 4-3-2-1 with the new team we've got here at Leeds, but in the end I went back to the old favoured 4-1-2-1-2, and it just works out so much better for us. You can see here Semedo, we end up scoring the opening goal in this one. Barkley with loads of space to take the strike on, and when you give him that much time and space on the edge of the area, you can almost guarantee that that ball's going to end up in the back of the net. You know, at the end of the day, if you give Eriksen or Barkley that much time on the edge of the area, the chances are you are getting scored on it. It was actually Eriksen with the assist here as he flicked it off around the corner there to Barkley, and Barkley just set his sights and rifled one towards the top corner. It's not great goalkeeping in the end from the Southampton goalkeeper, you have to say, but a very decent strike from Barkley gave us the lead in this game. And guys, I actually have around £100 million here at Leeds, and the transfer window is still open as you are watching this video. One of you guys suggested Neymar in the previous episode, but of course, if we try and get the Brazilian playmaker, it could be difficult to try and get some funds into the club for anybody else, because he's going to cost us an absolute arm and a leg. He's like 95 rated, and it's going to be pretty much the entirety of the funds just spent on one player there. But because this may be the last season at Leeds, I am going to go ahead and try and sign Neymar for that left wing spot. If it does happen, you'll see it probably next episode, but if not, it'll be a bit of an unfortunate event, and I'll try my best to do it, but as I say, you know, it could be difficult to do, seeing as how he is basically the highest rated player in the entire game right now. So fingers crossed, I'll be able to make that happen for you. But one player that we have made a signing of this season was actually Kante, and Kante is absolutely brilliant. I've spoken numerous times about him in Road to Glory Ultimate Team, and I've spoken numerous times about him in just, you know, general just FIFA videos I made. He's just the best midfielder in the game for me, and you can see here Semedo makes it 2 against Southampton. They were really never in the game, in all honesty. Like, this is to be expected, you know. We won the title twice in a row. We were Champions League winners last season, of course. This Leeds United team is just simply too damn good for the not the lesser side of the Premier League, because Southampton are by no means an extremely easy team to play against. They do have their moments where they can be absolutely just challenging and extremely good themselves. But, you know, if I'm with a team like this, if I wasn't going to win this game, I'd be a bit disappointed. And this from Grimaldo is absolutely incredible. We've had 2 stunning efforts in the same game here, 2 of which could be contenders for goal of the series. Possibly not the Barkley one, but this one from Grimaldo is definitely up there. And by the way, guys, when I come to the end of this Leeds United career mode, the 100th episode, I will be releasing stuff for you guys to vote on, such as the player of the series, such as the goal of the series, and everything to do with like that. So you guys will have as much input in the awards ceremony as I, of course, have. What I may do is, once we hit that 100th episode, if there's still loads of games to go, I may pile it all into one episode for you guys, of course. What I'm thinking about doing right now is, because we'll have 10 episodes to go after this one, of course, I'm just thinking about, you know, playing the big games, such as the big fixtures against United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool. Whoever around us in the table will play against, and I'll sim the rest of the Premier League games, and of course we've got the Champions League to come as well, because I don't want it to go past 100. I want to stop at 100 if that Road to Glory career mode does in fact win, so that I can upload it on Christmas Day for you guys as sort of a Christmas present, I want to call it, because at the end of the day, Christmas Day night, you may have nothing to watch and you may be a bit bored, so you may want to hop onto YouTube, and if you see a double upload from me, it means that you guys have a brighter day, hopefully. Anyways, that's the idea of it. So I'm hoping to get it out at Christmas if that is the one that wins. As I say, you have until 6 o'clock tonight to vote on Friday, and of course, cast your vote, because without it, it could be a very, very important vote that you guys make. And after that, you'll have your chance to vote on the team that you want to see, of course. So make sure that you're voting, because at the end of the day, if you're not voting, you haven't made an input, and if it's something you don't want to see, only you can change that by heading the 2 over to the vote. So I can't really change anything. Yes, I could, but at the end of the day, whatever wins is what the general, most of the people on the channel want to see if it wins at the end of the day. So I have to go with whatever wins, and I understand there'll be people out there that will be disappointed in me not choosing theirs. But just remember, guys, there will be times in the future where I may choose yours and other people have to miss out. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. I can't do everything that everybody wants. And like I've said before, if I end up streaming at some point, there'll be times down the line where I'll come to stream and I may say to you guys, okay, what do you want to see? What career mode or what do you want me to do? And at the end of the day, you might choose something in that stream that nobody else wants me to do. So it's just swings and roundabouts, really. I can't make every single person happy, and hopefully you understand that if your vote isn't actually picked. So again, I apologize if it's not, but it's just something that's it's impossible to do, to make everybody happy and choose everybody's suggestions. So make sure as well that you are leaving your votes. As I've said, they are very, very important to what we do next. But we take on Palace here for the second game in today's episode, led out actually by Liam Bridcut, formerly of Leeds United, of course. A very good signing for Leeds in real life and a very, very good servant for us here on this career mode. But he was actually sold because I didn't feel as though he was going to get game time. But of course, he's getting game time at Crystal Palace, so that's nice to see as well. He leads the team out for them today as he's shaking the hands of not too many familiar faces in this Leeds setup. We've changed the team quite a bit since Bridcut has in fact left. They've got a number of new signings coming into the team. So Bridcut is a very, very changed side to what he was used to here at Leeds, but he leads the line and he's the captain today for Palace. So I'm extremely, extremely happy for him. But you can see there, that's our team. Kante at the base of the midfield three of, I do believe, James Rodriguez, and then of course Christian Eriksen. We have the best midfield in the Premier League in my opinion, if not Europe. We have just such a strong midfield. And you have to say, Grimaldo's goal that he scored last game of the episode, was such a good one that I simply cannot afford to miss him. Actually, it's not James Rodriguez. I've just realised, I've remembered what I did here. I actually put Joel Green at centre midfield. Of course, default setter right winger. He's been absolutely brilliant for us in the first season that he got into this career mode, but he's sort of not really hit the heights in the later stages. And it would have been nice to say the fact that, of course, he could have been, one of the stars of the series, and that's why I expected of him. He didn't really manage it, did he, at the end of the day? But I'm playing him at centre midfield, and I think he's having such a good game in there that I may keep him there for the long run in this series. But, of course, it's down to what you guys say in terms of what we do. But one thing I want to do is try and get his passing up. If I am going to play him at centre midfield, I want to make sure that his passing is of a good standard. Of course, his short passing is pretty good because we trained that up, but I think I ended up putting him back into the training system and then tried to train up his long passing just to make sure that he's got all attributes of a very, very solid centre midfielder. Martial here, lovely flick around the corner. Romelu Lukaku should have really made it 1-0 there. Fantastic save, though, from the Palace goalkeeper, but the chance didn't go begging from there because Grimaldo's trying to press Zaha, gives it away in the end, straight to Joel Green, into El Ghazi, and El Ghazi strikes one goalwards, and I have no idea how that ended up in the back of the net. The only thing I can think of is that the keeper saw that late around a Palace man, because I did try and curl that top bins, but it didn't really go into the top corner there from El Ghazi. It only went into the bottom sort of middle sector of the goal, and I'm very surprised that that is the goal that beats the Palace goalkeeper there. He made a good save initially from the Romelu Lukaku chance, but then to get this one here from Manuel El Ghazi, I mean, it's quality, you have to say, from the number 10, because he's been brilliant for us in the entirety of this career mode, but to be beaten from a strike like that, having just made a fantastic save, I'm not so sure. But you can see there, the defender may have put off the goalkeeper, may thought he was going to block it, but it's not a good attempt at a save at all from the goalkeeper, and that's why we lead in this game here by a goal to nil. So a very decent strike from Manuel El Ghazi, although I have to say, Romelu Lukaku really should have opened up the scoring earlier on in that move there, but thankfully, we still got a goal out of it, and regardless of that. So 38 minutes into the game, we were leading, but we weren't leading for very long as Palace came back at us straight away, hitting the post there in the 43rd minute. A nice bit of shielding done by Wilfried Zaha, who was at fault for the first goal, and in the end, he gets the ball back here. It's poor from me. I really should have tried to clear it better than I did, and it comes to Davison, I think it is his name, and then I end up bringing down with Vertonghen. No idea what on earth I tried to do there, but it was a definite penalty kick, and at the end of the day, if you're willing to put your leg in the area, you have to make sure you get the ball, and I did not get the ball there. Poor from me, poor from Vertonghen, and it meant that Palace were given a lifeline in this one. Townsend, to his credit, steps up and brilliantly slots the penalty away in the bottom corner. Completely gave me the eyes. I went to the right-hand side with Lou, who was a hero for us in that shootout last episode against Liverpool. Couldn't complete his heroics here with that penalty there. So unfortunately, the lead that we had in this one was now back to 1-1, and it was looking as if it was going to be one of those days for me in this Leeds United team. I was thinking that all the way through. I was thinking, please don't be one of these days. Into the second half, we went 50 minutes in, and N'Golo Kante, short free kick into Eriksen. Eriksen to Grimaldo. Grimaldo gives it into El Ghazi. El Ghazi shoots on the edge of the area, and a fantastic save again from, I think it's actually Zoe in the Palace goal there for them. But there was one last chance. 86 minutes in. Rodriguez was fouled there as he tried to beat the defender. Gets past the defender. Gets the free kick. And at this point, I'm thinking, you know what? We have two outstanding free kick takers on both feet here in James Rodriguez. And, of course, Christian Eriksen, who's scored a number of free kicks down the line for us in this series so far. Can he repeat the heroics he's had in numerous episodes before with free kicks. The wall gets booked here for moving quite closer. At first I was thinking, you know what, I'm tempted to hit this with James Rodriguez, and then I thought, no, we're going to give it to the tried and tested Christian Eriksen. We all know what he's capable of. Can he repeat what he's capable of here? I ended up moving the player across, and then it was time to see what I could do from the free kick. A fantastic free kick, comes back off the post. I couldn't believe it, but then it all went wrong for Palace. No idea what happened in that Palace centre, penalty area. It came to Rudiger. Rudiger wins the header into James Rodriguez. The shot was going wide from the Colombian forward. It then went off Pape Suarez and into the back of the net. So in the 89th minute, or the 87th minute, I think it was actually, a Pape Suarez own goal ensured that the points were coming back to Ellen Road. There's a fantastic result to get out of the game here. It was a very tough 2-1 victory. As you can see, the referee did in fact blow his whistle for the 2-1 victory there, but it was by no means easy. The goal coming through an own goal just suggests to me that was a very, very good, hard-fought win. And I have to say, I wanted that free kick to go in from Eriksen. It was a wonderful free kick. Possibly would have maybe made it into goal of the series contenders. But the fact that it didn't go in, and then we still had the determination to try and make the chance of it with Rudiger winning the header into the path of James Rodriguez, I was over the moon. And I was thrilled to come away with a 2-1 victory, because in all honesty, it just wasn't looking as if it was going to be that way. By the way, guys, I've just realised, actually, that the window is shut. I'm completely just stupid. So I apologise. If you're watching this man who left a comment about the Neymar, I will try and sign him in January. I forgot that the window did finish in this episode. So again, I am genuinely sorry I forgot about that. But in January time, which won't be too long down the line here, we will look to try and sign him. And because, like I said, I'm going to be simming pretty much the non-important games in the Premier League, and I'm going to be playing the Champions League games and playing the big Premier League games, we are going to sort of get through the months pretty quickly, as of course there's only 10 episodes left of the career mode. So that's what? Well, 9 after this one, basically, including that 100th episode. So there's, roughly about 30 games-ish left to see in this series. So we hopefully will get to January pretty quickly, and hopefully we'll have Neymar in the episodes from pretty soon. So we went into the third and final game of the episode here against Swansea City, taking them on over at the Liberty Stadium. It was going to be interesting, this one, because of course we just had a hard-fought win against Palace. Palace was sort of being one of those teams for me. It's either gone my way or it's gone against me here against Palace, but we've managed to win them there. And was it going to be the same sort of outcome here against Swansea? Because Swansea are another team who we've struggled against in terms of finding a goal when we've needed to find a goal against them. But taking them on at Liberty Stadium, I wasn't really fearing them, of course. I don't particularly fear any team in this Premier League. It's just nothing that I go into a game thinking that we should lose in this one. You can see 3 victories out of a possible 3 there. 2 teams, however, though, have actually got 4 victories out of a possible 4. So at the moment, we're not actually steaming ahead. We're keeping up pace with the top 2 there, as you can see. I'm not entirely sure who it was. It went very quickly there. I can't quite remember who had the top 2. But you can see the Swansea City team on your screen right now. None of Exley's players within the side, of course. It's not actually yet. I don't think we've ever sold any Leeds United players to Swansea in this career mode so far, but I could be wrong there. But there's definitely not one in that starting 11. That is our team, though, coming into this one. It's a pretty much changed side back to the 4-1-2-1-2. I think, actually, did we play a 4-1-2-1-2 last time? Or was it a 4-3-2-1 we played against Palace there? I can't quite remember. But you can see, very changed side with the fact of Martial and Lukaku with James Rodriguez in the midfield. Barkley, I think, comes back in. And I think it was it Oxford or Kante? I can't quite remember. But we're going to kick this game off regardless and hopefully get another result out of this one. It took right until the stroke of half-time for anything to happen in this one. It came to Ross Barkley, Barkley to Kante, Kante into Baker. A nice little passing move. And Anthony Martial, as soon as I got one-on-one with Neil Taylor here, I knew if I knocked it past him, I had the pace with Anthony Martial to beat him. No idea why Neil Taylor stood off me so far there. He allowed me the time to turn, not only turn, but then dribble it straight past him and knock it forward with the analog stick to give myself some space to run into. And a fantastic finish from Anthony Martial made the score 1-0 here. So very disappointing defending there from the left-back Neil Taylor for Swansea City. And if I was a Swansea fan, I would have been frustrated with him. But that's a fantastic finish from the top scorer of the Premier League last year. And that is why he is such quality. And that is why we, of course, love him here at Ellen Road. But we weren't done there, because this game was a very, very boring-ish game. Nothing really happened, and Swansea were chasing an equaliser in this one, and in the 85th minute, they gave away the ball and the possession very cheaply here. Johnny Williams, nice little run, but in the end gave it straight to Januzaj. Januzaj goes into Kante. Kante picks up the pieces, gives it off to El Ghazi. El Ghazi sees the run. I actually tried to play that into Lukaku, but in the end it came over to Anthony Martial, who's going to square this straight into Romelu Lukaku, give the big Belgian a goal, and also get us the second in the game. No idea, though, why that pass from El Ghazi actually went into the path of Anthony Martial. I actually don't know what on earth the game was thinking there. I wanted it into Lukaku, but regardless, we managed to put the ball in the back of the net and get the second goal of the game. So, very comfortable here, and another victory on the board for us. A 2-0 win here. Another 3 points in the episode, of 9 out of a possible 9, and that's going to wrap up this episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Of course, leave your votes, like I said, and head over to that. You've still got until 6 o'clock tonight to cast your vote for the league, and you've still got then, of course, the team to come. So, fingers crossed you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, smash the like button, and as always, I'll catch you all for the next episode very soon. Adios!